everybody. Jeff here from Jazzwire. Welcome to Guided Listening. I really appreciate all your emails and the compliments and the comments and all that. A lot of people get a lot out of these guided listening videos that we do. Sometimes they're songs that people were unaware of, but more often than not, these are songs people have been listening to for years, for decades, and they're getting to hear a little deeper inside them. That's really exciting to grow in our listening because, some of us are just here enjoying listening to jazz. Many of us are players. And when we hear deeper, that opens everything up, right? At the end of the day, we're only really able to play what we can conceptualize and hear and all that. So working on our ears is a great thing. I want to let you know about the Jazzwire Winter Summit coming up. Chase Sanborn is going to be with us. Chase is a really big deal online educator. He's based in Toronto, Canada, trumpet player, but man, what a great communicator of music. He's got thousands and thousands of followers, tens of thousands of followers around the world, and we're so excited to have him with us. Steve Herberman on the guitar, one of the great seven-string jazz guitar players here on the East Coast. And myself. So I hope you'll consider joining us for the online workshop. We have people from all around the world. I think we've had people from about 15 different countries over the years join us. So hope you grab a spot. Today, Frank Sinatra and the Basie Band. So we're going to listen to Frank singing, and an interesting philosophical question / argument you can ask people was Frank a jazz singer? He was jazzy, he sang with the Nelson Riddle Orchestra, with the Basie Band or whatever. Didn't really improvise, which is a hallmark of jazz. So he wasn't like Mark Murphy or Ella Fitzgerald, scatting solos and all that. But man, his phrasing. So Sinatra, pretty great. And geez, like the Basie Band, the Count Basie Band. I went to the University of North Texas, one of the real important sort of, at North Texas, big bands are a big deal. And so, I played for decades in big bands. I did the quick math a little earlier. I probably played 2,500, maybe 3,000 times with a big band. So I have done this a lot. Really know the inner workings. I've written for a big band plenty and, solo with college big bands around the country quite a bit. So yeah, it'll be fun to talk to you about this. So this is Frank Sinatra live at the Sands. This is 1966. I think I was 1 year old at the time. And with the Count Basie Band. So it's short. I think it's 3.5 minutes or something, pop tune. Come Fly With Me. And so we're probably going to listen to it twice. First time through, let's just listen to it. I'm going to be talking about, Sinatra and what he's doing. And then maybe second time through, we'll listen to the band a little bit more. Come Fly With Me. And before I forget to say, this was arranged by and conducted by Quincy Jones. So Quincy Jones, who's passed away recently, I learned about Quincy Jones, like producing Michael Jackson. I mean, some of the greatest funk and pop of all time. That was Quincy Jones doing that. But, he was a trumpet player in the Basie Band. He was writing and orchestrating and composing and arranging and conducting all this incredible jazz. So Quincy, how interesting he, his life and the progression went from jazz into sort of popular jazz, we could call this perhaps, into, full-on pop music, and how great he was at all of it. All right, here we go. All right, this is live.
The Sands is proud to present a wonderful new show, A Man and His Music. The music of Count Basie and his great band.
That, first of all, the announcer's voice. Everybody in the 60s sounded like that, I guess. When I was 1 year old, I sounded like that just because it was the 60s. Everybody sounded like that.
The Sands is proud to present a wonderful new show, A Man and His Music. The music of Count Basie and his great band.
Nobody swung harder than the Basie Band. Woo!
And the man is Frank Sinatra.
So the band is vamping. waiting for him to get to center stage, right? So let's listen to Frank. So that big play on,
people
right?
get in my room.
So now they're vamping, waiting for him to come in.
Come fly with me, we'll fly away.
Listen to the ends of his notes.
If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay.
Bang!
Come on, fly with me.
So,
we'll
all
fly,
these subtleties.
We'll fly away.
That was a nice
Come
taper
fly
with vibrato.
me, we'll float down to Peru. In Llama Land, there's a one-man band, and he'll toot his flute for you. Come on, fly with
So,
me.
let's stop there.
We'll float.
The way he'll toot his flute for you. So now those lyrics have something to do with the articulation, but when he's choosing to make a note short, when he's choosing to make it long, when he's choosing to be romantic and add a little vibrato, when he falls off a note, all of that is the styling and the style and the phrasing, and it's swinging so well. His instincts with all of that stuff. So let's keep going, but that's what I want you listening for.
Down in the blue. Once I get you up there where the air is rarefied,
Those little bends he
we'll
puts in.
just glide starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be
Vibrato.
holding you so near. You might hear all the angels cheer because we're together. Weather-wise, it's such a lovely day.
And his accents. That's what makes it swing
those
so hard.
words, we'll beat those birds down to Acapulco Bay. It is perfect for a flying honeymoon, they say. Come on, fly with me, we'll fly.
So now we hear the band. Check out the drums. Sweets Edison.
Once I get you up there where the air is so rarefied, we're gonna glide absolutely petrified. Once I get you.
Just that, Those little syncopations. I can't sing. Those little syncopations, absolutely, whatever it was, I can't even remember what he sang, but how poppin' that was, how the spaces he put between the notes. So these are things that I, as an instrumentalist, a saxophone player, but when I'm playing bass, when I'm playing drums, I'm thinking about, that attitude he's putting on, a kind of a simple pop tune in a sense, right? Now, of course, having the Basie band behind you helps. Let's keep listening.
Up there, I'll be holding you so awfully near. You might even hear a gang of angels cheer just because we're together. Weather-wise, it's such a groovy day. You just say that word and I'll beat your bird down to Acapulco Bay. It's perfect for a flying honeymoon, and they do say, come on, fly
The way
with
he
me,
plays those
we'll
things
fly,
right on the
we'll
beat.
fly.
Cool.
Pack up, let's fly away. And don't tell your papa.
All right. And there was a little triplet thing right at the end. Pack up and, whatever, fly away, whatever that was. Interesting. It seemed like that was something he just improvised in the moment, except for Sonny Payne on drums played the exact same fill. So that was something they worked out. So this was like a big deal show, not like, these days where every literal footfall is choreographed and all that. But, this was a big show. There's plenty that was, I'm sure, choreographed, and very well rehearsed and everything. So yeah, when we listen to Sinatra, those are the things I listen for, those phrasing ideas. And now, am I going to use vibrato on the saxophone like he uses on his voice when I'm playing this tune? I'm not. No, it wouldn't sound the same. It would sound a little silly, I think. Or at least it's not my thing. But phrasing and very often the ends of notes are a great way to get into listening to what a singer or an instrumentalist is doing and how much is possible, how we can bend down off a note, how we can fall off a note, how we can be breathy, how we can taper it down to nothing, how we can use vibrato or not, how we can snap it off. All of that stuff. Again, I'm not a vocalist, I'm not a vocal coach, but these are things that I as a saxophonist think about. So it's cool to be thinking from a vocalist standpoint. So now let's go back and listen to the arrangement a little bit. Now, in a big band, we've got 4 sections. We've got the rhythm section, piano, bass, drums, guitar. We have trumpets, 4 or 5 trumpets. We have trombones, 4 or 5 trombones. We have saxophones, 5 saxophones. So winds, brass, low brass, high brass, trombone, trumpet, and then the rhythm section. So in the Basie band, Sonny Payne, oh my God, on drums. Freddie Green on guitar. Now, for the rhythm section, you're going to hear Sonny Payne hitting 2 and 4 like this is a freaking Madonna gig or something. Whack, two, whack, two. He's chopping wood. And so, yeah, it's the first tune of the set. It's the opener. It's exciting. This is like, shake your butt kind of stuff, right? Freddie Green famously just playing quarter notes like mad on the guitar. So it's just so driving. Really cool. So now let's listen to the interplay of the high brass. So you're going to be able to hear the trumpets pretty well. And they're in harmon mute a lot, that sort of buzzy mute sound. Trombones, sometimes harder to hear, but they're so central to the thickness of the sound. Often written with the trumpet. So when you're hearing trumpets, you're often hearing trombones beneath them to thicken it up. Saxophones, you're going to hear saxophones doubling on flute, a couple of the guys. Sometimes when you're hearing saxophones, it's just saxophones. Sometimes they'll have the trombones under them. Sometimes all the sections are together. So that's a cool way to start listening, is how it's orchestrated, like how all these sections, right? Same thing with listening to a symphony orchestra. There's the percussion section, there's the string section, there are the winds, there's the choir, right? And you can kind of get a sense of how they communicate. So let's check this out. And this is Quincy Jones. He arranged this. Every note you're hearing, he wrote. He said, you play this now. Quincy didn't write this song, but he shaped how Sinatra was going to sing it. Here we go from the top.
The Sands
The great classic
is proud to
hi-hat
present
groove.
a wonderful new show, A Man and His Music. The music of Count Basie and his great band.
Feel how driving that is.
And the
Man, that is on the front of the
is
beat.
Frank Sinatra. Feel how aggressive that time is.
How did all these people get in my
And
room?
the guitar is a lot of it. The bass and the guitar are two of the most subtle instruments on stage.
Come fly with me, we'll fly away.
And that 2 and 4 and the drums.
If you can use some exotic booze, there's a
So
bar
listen to the
in
band.
Bar Bombay. Come on, fly with me,
brass.
we'll fly away.
Sax.
Come fly with me, we'll float down to Peru.
Sweets Edison doing those little trumpet fills.
One-man band and he'll toot his flute for you. Come on, fly with me, we'll float down in the blue. Once I get
There's
you up
really a
there,
lot going on
where
behind
the
Sinatra,
air
isn't there?
is rarefied. We'll
Sometimes the
just
saxophones
glide
are playing one thing, the trumpets another,
starry-eyed.
which is happening now.
Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near. might hear all the angels cheer because we're together.
Rhythm section drops out there for Sinatra and the horns. Cool moment in the arrangement.
Just say those words, we'll beat those birds down to Acapulco Bay. It is perfect for
So the band is playing a lot, but it's all background, right?
Say, come on, fly
So
with
that
me,
shifts
we'll
here. This is the
fly,
end of the melody.
We'll fly, and
Now the band jumps forward.
once I get you up there.
Did you hear that big drum roll that brought everything in?
Rarefied.
Sonny Payne.
We're gonna glide, absolutely petrified. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so awfully near. You might even hear a gang of angels cheer just because we're together. Weather-wise, it's such a groovy day.
Saxophone.
You just say
Marshall
that
Royal,
word and
lead
I'll
alto.
beat your bird down to Acapulco Bay. It's perfect for a flying honeymoon. And they do say, come on, fly with me. We'll fly, we'll fly. Pack up, let's fly away.
That little Phil.
And don't tell your papa.
Yeah, you can listen to that so many times and, you know, kind of try to parse, oh yeah, that's the saxophones. Oh, I hear that baritone sax kind of out on his own a little bit. Oh, there come the trombones. So it's fun to kind of follow through there. And as I said, like it was a fairly thick arrangement. Like there was usually something going on with the horns a lot of the time, but how they were background and supporting at times. Then when the band came forward and Sinatra was not singing, the band had the melody. Sweets Edison on trumpet, doing some solo fills at least 4 or 5 different times in there. Yeah, fantastic. I've listened to so much Basie band, you know, especially during my time at North Texas. You know, the Basie band was really one of the models we used at North Texas, or at least the era that I was there for, like what the big band can and should sound like. And I was talking about how aggressive their time was. And of course, the Basie band was famous for their ability to really lay back and play the blues. Of course, Count Basie from Kansas City, right? So how many different things they could do. So it's really fun to hear like pretty much 20 musicians just running down the field so hard, but so sophisticated. Hard to do. So that was fun. I got it in my mind that would be a cool one to listen to. I haven't listened to this album in a long time, but I listened to it a ton back in the day. So yeah, this was a fun trip down memory lane for me. So I hope you enjoyed that. Count Basie Band, Frank Sinatra, and arranged and conducted by the great Quincy Jones. All right, have a great week, everybody, and I hope I'll see you inside Jazzwire soon, and absolutely hope we'll have a chance to work together, you, me, Steve Herberman, Chase Sanborn, and at the Winter Summit. All right, have a great week.